In between sessions and races, I mean, back in the day, you'd just sort of have a look at the lap times. You wouldn't have that much data. You wouldn't have any data really. You change the pressures, change the setup of the kart, the sprocket, and so forth. These days, it's all a lot more high tech, which is great, but it gives you a lot more work as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, the sport's sort of changed now. I think whether it's an F1 effect or what, but the professionalism over the last sort of, I suppose, 10 years has gone completely different, and year on year it's sort of changed. I think the last 2 or 3 years it's stabilised a little bit, but you know, right from the trucks, the awnings, the data we do, as you say, between sessions now, it was non-existent when I raced sort of 15 years ago. We barely even had transponders back then, so now for all the changes there, and you know, we'd like to utilise it because it does help. You know, if it's read properly, the data is very, very helpful. Obviously, when you've got other drivers as teammates, it helps each driver to sort of see where perhaps they're not so good and where they are quite good. And if you're just on your own, like with Sam, we're rather, you know, the data we're doing this week is more equipment based. So we're looking at, you know, when we change an engine or a sprocket or something on the chassis, where that's made a difference rather than the driving side of things. So yeah, the sport's changed massively, and you know, you have to move with the times. And unfortunately, we're of the age, and yeah, I suppose the concept is we've moved with it.
When you look at the data and the data analysis, I guess it's a tool that just helps you to get to that point a lot faster than you would have with a stopwatch and a pencil back in the day.
I think so, and I think that's the whole team concept as well, is you can do it father and son and dad and lad, and there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe X30s maybe a little bit easier at that for some reason, with the tyres a little bit more forgiving and the engines are very, very close, but I do feel as though the team just gives you that extra edge, whether it be down to equipment or the coaching, or as you say, being able to look at data against other teammates or just read it properly against yourself. So I think when it's read right, then yeah, it's very helpful. But also, there's nothing better than the human eye and the stopwatch. You know, that's what's going to win the race, is the driver on the track. So data can tell you everything. Sometimes it can't tell you how you're doing it though. So yeah, we still need to you know, go back to the old ways as well.
Yeah, you mentioned that you still go out there on track, you're watching it. You were a successful racer yourself, which must help, because you can, you know, put yourself in the driver's position. And also, I guess they listen to you because they know you were a driver, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think it does help. I think just to be able to relate back to even when I drove, and most of the team or the mechanics, they're made up of ex-racers, you know, people who've perhaps not got the budget to go on to car racing, or you know, have chosen not to and want to make a career out of it. Ultimately, that's what I sort of decided. It was a sport I loved and wanted to be involved like every day. Yeah, when the drivers know you've had a good history and a good racing pedigree, and the same, they know the mechanics or the other team members have, you know, they sort of believe in what you're saying as well, and they buy into that. So that's important. It's not absolutely essential that you've driven at the highest level, because you can learn, and some, you know, sometimes watching is better anyway than driving. But I do feel as though it gives you that little something, and as I say, the drivers sort of then breed confidence off that.
And do you still get that little buzz when one of your drivers does well, the same kind of buzz that you used to get when you were winning trophies?
Yeah, it's different. Even this week, I've done the team now for sort of 8 years now, and even this week in time qualifying at the Euromax, I could feel my heart beating nervously as they're all going slow, trying to jostle for position. And just because I sort of knew the driver could do really well, and I was sort of hoping that, you know, everything went to plan and so on. So yeah, I definitely can. I still get the buzz from winning, and there's different satisfaction. You know, if you've got a driver already at the top and it's just a bit of fine tuning, it's almost like they're expected to win. So, you know, yeah, it's a relief when they do and so on. But then some of the most satisfying things when you take a driver from sort of a novice or a beginner's level all the way through to winning their first race, that's still the, you know, the job satisfaction, I suppose, side of things. So, yeah, that's why we do it.
Exactly. We've had plenty of good times. Hopefully another good weekend for you and Sam this weekend. And best of luck. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll try our best. Thanks.